So basil, tomatoes, you put peppers, fresh mozzarella, avocado. We're out here in the garden, if you want to call it that, our Donna's little garden box. Getting some fresh basil for her version of caprese salad, basil wrapped caprese salad. We got an appetizer going here. Healthy, all natural, raw appetizer.
Organic.
And, it all starts with a nice, giant, fresh basil leaf.
Like, look at how big that is. That's a perfect leaf to do a wrap.
Doesn't matter how small your yard is, there's always room to grow some herbs. If you're up for it.
What I did is I rinsed it. I made sure there's nothing on the leaves, and then I'm going to pat dry them so they're dry in the middle, because when I put my ingredients in there and wrap them, I don't want any excess water. So I'm patting them in the middle, cleaning them out, put them on a nice plate. Why these wraps work so perfectly is they can just use them as bite size. You can pick them up easily, and they're great appetizer finger food. You know, where regular caprese, you need a fork, and you need napkins, and you need
even
utensils.
a knife sometimes. Even a knife sometimes.
Yeah, even a knife. Where this is just an easy little caprese wrap. But the whole main thing is you have to grow usually your own basil plant, so you allow the leaves to grow big enough to wrap it. That's the secret ingredient.
And you didn't use any pesticides or anything.
Oh God, no.
So how did you keep the bugs off?
You use soap. You use little bit of 2 drops of regular dish soap with water, and then you spray it, and that's a natural way to keep the bugs off. We're ready to prepare the caprese. So you can do it any way you like to do it. This is really just about what you're in the mood. But this is what I normally do. I first start with tomatoes, okay? So I add a little bit of tomato to each leaf. And this is, I cut the tomatoes up a little bit because you want them bite-sized so you can wrap them. And in normal caprese, you know, they use the big giant beefsteaks. I used Roma tomatoes, but you can use any type of tomatoes you like to use. Then I add red pepper and yellow pepper and orange pepper, and I add just a couple little bites of those as well.
Hey, wait a second. That doesn't go on caprese.
No, but you can make it anything you want. This is what I do. This is really the yummy, just a nice, organic, healthy appetizer without your mayo, without any of the sauces that you go to these parties that make you
all raw.
fat.
Huh? It's raw, nothing cooked.
Yep, nothing is cooked.
Those
it's all raw.
Those bright colors on those peppers tell me that they're high in antioxidants and a natural cancer fighter.
And if you run out of peppers or tomatoes on one of the leaves, you can add a little bit more on something else. It doesn't have to be perfect. Mozzarella cheese. You can use feta, you can use goat, you can use whatever you like, but I use mozzarella. Mozzarella cheese is always fun to do because it feels like it gives that Italian flair to it. Cut it up in little pieces, you add it. If you don't want cheese, you're on a real strict diet, omit the cheese.
Well, I mean, traditional caprese salad obviously is mozzarella, so that's another reason to go with.
It really absorbs the balsamic vinegar and the olive oil really well, so.
And everything fits in the basil leaf like a nice little pocket holder.
It comes like a little pocket.
So now it's finger food instead of utensil food.
I may have to get a bigger plate.
Is that the idea here?
Yes, that is the idea, is to make it a wrap. So now I've got avocado, which, oh my God, the natural fat, love avocado. So you got just a little bit of avocado on each one, just so you get a nice little piece of avocado.
Another raw, alkaline, green food, healthy.
And you don't need much avocado. You just use one little piece of avocado because it really, you don't want to take over the taste. You just do one little piece.
Not traditional caprese salad, but again, we are in California and all Californians love avocado. I'm thinking you could make a meal out of this.
You can. This could be a meal.
So basil, tomatoes, you put peppers, fresh mozzarella, avocado.
Okay, and if you have some more room in your wrap, you could either add if you like, roasted, shredded Romano. Pinch. Little bit of seasoning on top.
Good
Pinch,
stuff.
little sea salt, pepper, oregano, cilantro. You can do whatever you want. If you like thyme, use thyme. And olive oil. The beautiful ingredients. I just do like a couple drops. Oh, that's a little too much. Just one drop. It kind of just flows.
Or you could put that on the side and have people dip it, or...
No, this is kind of nice because it's
Okay.
already done. The whole idea is
Cool.
to simplify it for your
Just a little touch.
your guests. You want your guests to not have to worry about using your utensils.
Rich balsamic.
And balsamic is good for you. If you don't want to use balsamic, you can use red wine vinegar, rice vinegar, and then a little bit of olive oil. And look at this beautiful pocket. Look at how that works.
Extra virgin. Cold pressed. Everybody knows olive oil is an abundant source of omega fats. Great anti-inflammatory. Good for the heart. Part of the Mediterranean diet.
And voila. And then this is how you eat it. I guess
All right.
I'll eat one. I want to save it for my guests.
We gotta save it for
I'll say,
our...
no, I'm gonna eat one here. You go like this. This is one of the smaller ones. It's a wrap, and you go.
That's a big bite, huh? One bite? Could you do 2 bites? Nice bite.
And then that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
My